Today we're going to learn how to modify a couple of secondary colors. Modify means to change. So we're going to take this bright green and modify it or change it. And we're going to take this bright orange and modify it or change it. The first way we're going to modify each color is to make it a little bit duller. Duller means to take some of the brightness out. And to dull a color, you add the color's complement to it on the color wheel. The complement is the color that is across from it on the color wheel. So the color that is across from green on the color wheel is red. And the color that is the complement of orange across the color wheel from it is blue. Let's go ahead and get started. Our paper and fold it in half. Give it a crease. Write your name on the back. Nice and big. So the top half of this paper, we're going to make a dull orange. And the bottom half of the paper, we're going to make a dull green. Let's start with the orange. I'm gonna take my brush and paint and cover the whole section of paper. So I'm going to do my color mixing right on the paper. Try and use it all up. Okay, let's take some of the brightness out of this orange. Let's dull it. Let's add a little bit of its complement blue. Now blue is a dark color, so that means it's a super strong color and it doesn't take much to change our orange. So I'm just gonna dip like a corner in about that much and add it right to the page. You can see how much of a change is happening already with just that little bit of blue. So I'm really going to try and spread it around and even it out. Another way to modify a color is to create a tint or a shade of that color. A tint is when you add white to lighten it, and a shade is when you add black to darken it. I'm going to tint this dull orange. So I want to take my cup and my brush and just wipe off any extra. So again, to tint it, I'm going to add some white. So I just want to take my brush and scoop in and get some white. Add that to my orange. I'll add some more. I don't even have to rinse if I just scoop. All right, so there I have my tint of my orange, and it's lightening
We're gonna have to come back because this is
the color. All right, let's go on to our green. I'll just scoot this. Scrape my brush off. Grab my green. Now I know I have some extra paint on my brush still, but I'm going to modify this green anyway. So we'll get some green, put some green on here. And because green is such a strong color, you don't even see that orange coming through. Cover the whole thing with green. Okay, now let's modify this by adding some of green's complement, which is red. So I want to take my brush, scrape it off, and put some red in. Now red is not as strong as green, so we may have to add a little bit more than just the corner. So let's start with this much and see what happens. Kind of changes it from a bright green to a dull green. Some people say it makes a darker green. Technically it doesn't. It makes a dull green. To darken it, I need to add black. So again, black is a strong color, just a little bit on the corner, and we can add it to our dull green. Now we're creating a shade of green. I'm gonna add some more. So this makes the green darker. Okay. Here we have a modified orange, and a modified green. This orange is a dull orange that has been tinted. This green is a dull green that has been shaded.